So hi, and welcome to the very first episode of Her Paddock. I'm Lisa, and first, thank you so much for being here. Whether you've been watching Formula 1 for years or you literally just discovered what a Grand Prix is, you're in the exact right place. This podcast is for every woman who has ever looked at Formula 1 and thought, I'd love to get into that, but I just don't know where to start. So grab yourself a brew, get comfortable, and welcome to Her Paddock. Now I thought I'd start with the obvious question, who am I? I'm Lisa, I'm 40 and I'm from the UK and I am obsessed with Formula 1. I'm a massive McLaren fan and race weekends are sacred in my house. Friday's practice, Saturday's qualifying, Sunday's race day. Formula 1 is genuinely everything we revolve around at weekend. If it's on, I'm watching it, and honestly, that wasn't always the case. I actually discovered F1 completely by accident. I put a race on, and without really thinking much about it, I just kind of started watching it, and I never looked away, and something just clicked. Since then, Formula 1 has become a massive part of my life and my husband's, because everything has to rotate around that now. I even own a 3D printed business called 3DFI. Now, if I'm at an event on a race weekend, which does happen quite often, you'll find me wandering away from the store, leaving my husband in charge while I go and find somewhere to watch the race. And people know where I've gone. They'll see me wandering off at a set time, knowing full well that I'm watching the Formula 1. It doesn't matter what time the race starts, 3am, 4am, 2am, 5am, I am watching it no matter what. That's when I realised this wasn't just something I enjoyed watching, it became a genuine passion. Now, as we currently speak, F3 is currently on. Now, yes, I do watch F1, F2, F3 and F1 Academy, but we'll get into that in a minute. Now, I am not an engineer, I've never raced in Formula 1 and I've never worked in the paddock. I'm just an ordinary woman who absolutely loves this sport. And sometimes Formula 1 can feel intimidated and people start talking about undercuts, overcuts, dirty air, tyre degradation, parc fermé. You sat there thinking, I'm sorry, what? We've all been there, and even now I'm still learning. And this is exactly why I created Her Paddock. Not to pretend to know absolutely everything, but to learn alongside you. So this isn't just another Formula 1 podcast. Yes, we're going to talk about the races. We'll preview every Grand Prix. We'll review every Grand Prix. We'll celebrate the highs, laugh at the chaos, probably cry together when our favourite drivers have a terrible weekend. But I also want to shine light on the incredible women who make Formula 1 what it is. The engineers, the strategists, the mechanics, the presenters, the photographers, the journalists, the women behind the scenes, and of course F1 Academy, because there are so many incredible stories and they deserve to be told. Now, I think Formula 1 is one of the most exciting sports in the world right now. Every race weekend has drama, every team has a story, every driver has a journey, but Formula 1 is so much bigger than 20 drivers on the grid. Or 22, is there 22 drivers now? I think there's 22 drivers, that might be a big fat lie. I need to check that one out because clearly my brain's just gone. Anyway, there are thousands of people that work together to bring us the Formula 1. And I want us to discover all of it. So here's what to expect from Her Paddock. Every week we'll have a preview episode. We'll talk about the circuit, the teams, the drivers, what to look for. Then after the race, we'll sit down together and we'll chat about everything that happened. The good, the bad, the brilliant strategies, the questionable strategies, the celebrations and the heartbreak. And we'll also have episodes explaining Formula 1 for new fans. Diving into the history of the sport, introducing the people behind the teams and celebrating the women who have helped shape the future of motorsport. My promise, I want this to be a community, a place where no question is a silly question. If you don't know what DRS means, then we'll learn. If you don't understand what tyre strategy is, then we'll work it out together. And if you've never watched a race before, then we'll watch your first one together. Everything starts somewhere. Everyone starts somewhere. And this is our starting point. If you've enjoyed today's first episode, I'd absolutely love it if you would follow Her Paddock wherever you're listening. If you can also find us on TikTok, which is where this is going to go up. And we'll talk about Formula 1 all weekend. The next episode, we're going to deep dive into our first race weekend together. I genuinely can't wait for that because it is the British Grand Prix, which is Silverstone. Thank you so much for listening to episode 1. I've been Lisa. This has been Her Paddock, and remember, every woman deserves a place on the grid. See you next week.